All right, so I'm gonna talk about in this video about numerology, some of the stuff that I have been learning, some stuff that I've been connecting, some stuff that I'm gonna give credit to GG33 for giving some of this valuable information to me. But a lot of the stuff that I'm here is might change, but I feel like I'm hitting because I've been making errors. I did mention something like the rooster is actually one of my enemy years, but it's actually not. It's in a bad neutral year, but it's not necessarily in an enemy year. So yeah, I did made a lot of corrections, and so what happens is that this is energy. I'm going based on the my energy, horse energy. So if you're born on year of the rat, which is gonna be 96, which 84, 2008, you do rat energy, and then you put everything the other way around. So it's gonna be horse. And then at six, it's gonna be rat. And then dragon and monkey is gonna be on fifth. And then tiger and dog is gonna be on two. And then you basically switch this over here. Um, so karma hits every 10 years. According to GG33, I don't know about that, but it's very interesting that karma hit. Damn, karma hit on the year of the horse 10 years ago, which was a really bad year for me actually. Maybe it could have been that because of the karma, and then right now it's dragon, and then I thought it was every dragon year, but no, then it's gonna be 10 years from now, it's gonna be the year of the ox, I think, 2034, if I'm not mistaken. I think, let's see, 10, 12. No. Oh shit, it's gonna be year of the tiger. Yeah, tiger's gonna be the one hitting next karma every 10 years. So one of the things that you can actually know if you've been an asshole for karma, and then it hits you on an enemy year, that more likely you're probably gonna die that year, more likely when it's an enemy year. So say, let me see. All right, for right now, 2024, according to Gary, it's the dragon, which is 2024, and dogs are basically enemy years of the dragons. And if you've been a dig for the past 10 years and it lands on a karmic year of your enemy year, then that means you can have accidents or you're more prone to getting into such disaster. You need to be careful that you can actually die when the karma year actually hits. And usually the numbers of the last two digits, we're not gonna count the 20. You're gonna be adding up, and that's usually one of the karma things that strikes. So for 2024, you had the two and the four, that adds up to six. So this year has been a lot of karmic year for separations. People that have been manipulated marriages through force or through witchcraft or through any other type of spells. Um, they've been getting separated or divorced this year or last year, leading up to the dragon year. Separations in general. You've been in a long-term relationship, out of nowhere you separate. Have you been married? Um, and then out of nowhere, like anything with separation, with relationship, marriages, long-term relationship, it's hitting this year, and then the next year karma is gonna be 2034, which is gonna be 4 plus 3, that's 7. So it's gonna be more of the 7 year hobbies, learning. Less people are gonna be learning. If you're an incompetent fool that's just becoming an AI, or not AI, but like those people that just work 9 to 5, they don't want to learn anything valuable. They're basically gonna get consumed more and dumbed down more, and they're never gonna get out of poverty or out of misery. So the next year, the karma is gonna hit the most with that. Um, People are gonna get dumber. The seven numbers, year of karma, genius, intelligence. So people are gonna get dumber um, when karma hits that year. So I don't know what it could probably manifest the dumbing down. Maybe probably a vaccine that fucks up your mental state or something that makes you stop thinking critically. That's gonna be the next year karma. So let me allow to explain here because I'm ranting on all other stuff. So in a year there's 12 months. There's 12 Chinese zodiacs. Energy starts to draw in on the summertime. So I'll give you guys a good example. Next year is gonna year of the snake. If you're like, well, I'm expecting good things to happen on the snake year because I was born in a snake year. Okay, so if you were born on a snake year, half of the year, which is July all the way to December, because the first 6 months is January all the way to June, you're not seeing any difference. You're probably just gonna see like um how can I say it? So a lot of the times the energy that is good for you, you're gonna start seeing it a year before it reaches. Because in the Chinese zodiac it starts on February, but like in the Western, we start counting it on basically January. So I don't know how that works. I think Gary goes based on the Chinese calendar. I go based on the Western calendar. Again, it all depends on how you believe it. Um, more of your belief systems, more in line to what kind of energy you're putting into. So more or less, it goes in the middle. So it doesn't really matter. But at the end of the day, like the energy frequencies of these numbers do matter, even if you believe it or not. So a lot of times, whenever you start seeing good things on July, that means that year's gonna start really good. But if you don't see any good things before the year starts, like you don't see it before, like in July, August, September, before the snake year and you're a snake, that means a lot of the good things are gonna happen in the last 6 months. Now, when the year hits and you don't see any blessing on the first 6 months, even if it's a good year, that can be a lot of signs. One of the things is that we're probably getting drained so bad energetically that you're not getting all the blessings, all the energy. In other words, they're stealing your energy, and so for a snake, their enemy sign is pigs. So if you're surrounded by pigs, then that means you're not gonna see any good positive signs by July to December. And if you do, try and make smart things to not give so much power and leverage towards pigs because they're gonna ruin your year, basically. And I'm telling you by experience. I'm surrounded by rats. My mom's a rat. My brother-in-law's a rat. My niece is a rat, and I'm the only horse on my close family members, unfortunately. So, um, I have another cousin that's a horse as well, but we're not like technically like horses and horses don't get along too much because we don't like the competition or the energy that we put up. So the rat and the horse have a lot of up and down energies. There's a lot of up and downs. The rats have up and down energies through manipulation, through subconsciously, through the decisions they do. Sometimes they do dumb things intentionally. Sometimes they do it unintentionally, subconsciously. Sometimes they have this mental disorders in order to basically manipulate people. But deep down, a lot of the times they just do it because they don't think about it, because it's all through subconsciously, and it's all the energy from the rat, basically manipulation. Horses is basically a lot of manipulation energy as well, but it's towards of the I am better, I am this. That's why usually the horses are usually the leaders. I didn't know I was a leader until like 5, 6 years ago, and I started making groups on PlayStation, on BNet, and I'm like, shit. I didn't realize I could be a leader, but Man, I get drained so bad that to the point that I can never be on top of the game for too long because I consider myself basically an empath in a way. There might be a correlations to what the day you're born, the month, the sign, what kind of element, your first name, how many letters in your name, the day, the time you were born. Dude, this stuff is very, very deeply with so much information that you'll be like, no wonder this person's the way it is. And so yeah, the horses and rats go up and down physically, mentally, and spiritually. So that's why rats and horses they have to have a life of a discipline because if they have a lot of up and downs, since they have a lot of up and down energies, like they can actually they can mess themselves up through other people's friendships, manipulation, or what have you. Many other things if they're exposed to to violence, to sex stuff, to drugs, and you name it. So they need to live a more humble life in order to live happy. The rats and the horses. Um, Now they say that rats and dragons and monkeys, according to Gary, they get along the best. Um, these are the rational thinkers, the energy. Uh, they gravitate towards the manipulation because the rats rationally think about manipulation. So these are rational thinkers. Um, they don't hold grudges. They have rational thinkers. They try to see if they can actually outbeat the other person through tactical means. They're more, how can I say it? They are more into like critical thinkers. Basically, yeah, that's so they say monkeys are the smartest, dragons are very well at critical thinking. They don't hold grudges. They tend to get the most what they want. Rats try to manipulate and get most of what they want. So this triad have this manipulation energy going on with them. The horses, tigers, and dogs is like it's the opposite of critical thinking manipulation. They do it by brute force or with power. Like if they don't like something, they do it with force basically. Um, Tigers, dogs, and horses are very much like this type of energy right here. That's why the other triad that we don't get along is probably gonna be ox, rooster, and snake. The only reason because they match our energy, or in a way they can be just as bad, if not worse, when it comes to like force energy than this triad right here. That's only why they're in a three, which is negative neutral. Gary says that you can predict your death that's gonna be on an enemy year. That's usually not the case. Now, if it lands your enemy year and it's on a karmic year, which is this year, you can technically get killed. It all depends on what kind of place you go to. Now, a lot of the times, the locations and places, if they were founded on an enemy year, that can actually have to do a lot with how you can die as well, like in a state. And the only thing that's saving my brother, because this year is his enemy year and it's a karmic year, is because the town he moved. It's kind of funny that on a 90-mile radius, I was looking up at all the towns that were founded. They're all fucking roosters, um, no, roosters, goats, monkeys, and here and there, snakes. I think there's only a few, like one horse, one tiger, and then like several here and there, probably oxes and dragons as well. So like it's kind of funny that he decided to move in a place that's desirable to him on an energy level. So kudos to him for that. So he could have been, like I said, there's more to this type. Like I said, it all depends on what kind of energy you're drawn to. If there's energy vampires, if there's people that are surrounded you, if it's the location that it was founded, that can be. against you. Again, it has to do with that astrology as well, like some of the signs of the moon cycles and some of the stars can be up against you, uh, or can be in your favor. Now, I'm a very novice when it comes to that. Um, I do believe that that's more advanced, and then when you shoot your way towards, say, you're very bad at getting relationships, and you were born on like a specific cycle of the moon or time, you shoot yourself at chicks. Your success rate go from 10% of getting phone numbers or getting late to like 80-90%. That is a very real thing. Like I still need to study that. Um, but I'm like I'm doing baby steps and that's pissing me off. So right now, dragon and monkeys. We're gonna move on to the next one, which is ox, rooster, snake. Um, these are more of the ones that are basically faithful. Like they're usually nicer in a way, but if you fuck them over, they're more aggressive than this triad right here that they can actually really, really screw you over. And they can be the most violent ones. If they give you an outburst of anger of something, they can technically they can kill you basically. So this are technically like the nicest ones, but they can be the most cruelest ones if that makes sense. Um, yeah, so I'm so looking forward for the year of the snake because snake years, there's nobody's enemy years and snake years. Everybody's energy on their snake years is more like on a frequency of 3 to 6. So on my household, like it's more positive energy than negative energy out of all the 12 Chinese zodiacs. So I actually started to see, well, okay, snake years are have been usually been the best um, year, and I've been actually fixing myself. I usually tend to get more handsome, tend to get more in shape, um, improving my hygiene. And that's, it's kind of funny that I stopped buying statues and toys and I started buying more cologne. Started trimming my beard the way I've been cutting my hair, exercising a little bit more because, again, that snake year is coming. So that energy that I talked to you about, like 6 months, you're more leading into that frequency energy. Now, the this year it's all about discipline as well, having to actually control yourself. Roosters are faithful. They discipline themselves of not actually um, being more cheaters than anybody. The oxes tend to be nice, but can be actually they can be real cruel. Like all of these signs, they can really screw you over if you screw them over tenfold. So again, I don't know much about the ox and rooster. This is probably like the one of the signs that I know the least, aside from pig and goat. But yeah, the snakes I know a little bit more. It's just the rebirth of things that like if your energy vibration is more on a positive energy frequency for the snake, that means you're gonna fix yourself. And since pigs, their enemy, your snake, if their energy is more and there's more pigs than snakes, you best assure they're gonna fucking gain a lot of weight. There's gonna be a lot of destruction on their health, probably doing drugs, probably drinking, probably staying up really, really late. Just doing bad habits overall, man. So again, it's like the type of energy frequency that you're more with the people you're surrounded with. Um, so again, that's pretty much the snake. I was gonna say something and I freaking blanked out, man. It's like people don't want me to say this type of information out to the people. And usually when I make these valuable videos, I usually blank out on stuff that I was about to say. I'm like, damn it, I was about to say something very important as well, and I just forgot. And it only happens when I make these type of videos or I talk about this to certain people, but I don't do that anymore. I used to certain people. Um, I actually cleanse myself from anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody because there's a reason for it. Going back with the up and down energies. So if you don't have any type of friendships or associating with people, like it all goes back with the type of energy you're surrounding yourself with. So I don't want to be manipulated by other people's energy. So I want to put myself more with my energy so I can actually improve and help myself. Because right now on a mental, spiritual, and physical level, like I'm not at the I'm not at the level that I want to be. That's why I'm not seeing all the blessings with money, with everything basically that I want. And the matrix rewards you depending on what kind of emotional status you're in. If you're not in emotional status, you're constantly being a negative person, always being. I was expecting shit like I was expect the unexpected and be excited and happy, and then just overall just have that positive frequency energy. You're gonna have everything slowly what you want. You're not gonna have battle out everything. I'm not saying that's manifestation. That's more of a frequency energy. I don't believe in manifestation. I feel like subconsciously your soul gets everything programmed. I feel like the whole manifestation thing is just I personally don't believe in that crap because it's more like, oh, well, your soul. Like, I believe more in the Matrix now, more so than ever. I still believe in God and the Creator, but I feel like this whole thing, the Matrix, there's a lot of stuff that is very unexplainable, and a lot of these numerology, astrology, and the zodiacs, they start connecting with a lot of stuff with the Matrix and how people were, how people vanish, how people leave, how people act a certain way with, and then you correlate those type of energies with numbers, with how their energy frequencies, their enemy year, and it all starts to make sense whenever you start connecting the Chinese zodiac, the numerology, and then the Western zodiac, and then the astrology, and you mash that all together, and you start waking up like, holy shit, this occult information is very, very valuable. Um, I feel like these are the less uncontrolled people, like they have more the desires to control less themselves to have a healthy lifestyle of eating. So rabbit, pigs, and goats eat a lot, so this triad tends to be probably the most overweight or fat. They tend to actually have the most money as well out of all the signs over here. Pigs, goats, and rabbits, these signs are always blessed with money. Aside from blessed with money, of course, they're basically like the Buddha. You know how the Buddha's fat and then they put money in order to bless them. This is basically the Buddha energy right here. And I guess the try hard energy where I'm coming here, the attention whoring about me, um, of picking up chicks, of having the attention, alpha male, being number one at something in a video game or at a sport. This is the energy. This is the type of energy of this triad right here. More so like so. Hopefully, this is informative for the karma hitting every 10 years, and then the I'm gonna improve this. So I'm gonna call this Lennyology because I'm gonna mash up numerology, Chinese zodiac, I'm gonna add all the Western zodiacs, and then I'm gonna add the moon, and then the sun, and then the like that's the stars basically. So I'm gonna make a lot of this like behind closed doors. And when it's finished, I'm gonna rebuild this to the public when I make a book, and then I start talking about how I started making all this information and starts connecting towards people. And of course, I'm gonna give thanks to Gary for giving me insight. Of course, I knew about numerology before he did. I know a lot of people learn everything about numerology and Chinese zodiacs and everything that I talked about. Um, Thanks to him, I knew it before him. I knew it before people were talking about it in the 2000s on YouTube. Like I knew that that's the reason why people won the lottery. If lottery is a thing, I knew how people ended up striking big with gambling, taking risks with certain people and specific things. I knew all of that, but I just didn't really put really effort into it. I just kind of ignored it. And then back in 2012, me and another guy, we were doing a lottery. We were playing the lottery and we're using numerology. It was, I think it was the jackpot was probably over 100 million. I think it was like something like 500, 400 million, like something ridiculously high, one of the highest I have ever seen. And we were gonna go half and half with the potluck. Of course, you know how that goes. It never goes well. There's always gonna be fights with that. I've seen so many cases where people even die, man, because they fight for money. And then I say money is one of the most I'm not gonna say it's the root of all evil, but it's one of the most roots of all evil because people literally kill for just a piece of paper, man. We call money, which is we put a lot of energy into it. And it's funny that now that I think about it, he was thinking the stuff that he wanted to do. I'm like, oh man, I wanna fuck Cardi B and I want this and that, like, which is kind of ridiculous if you think about it. But dude, when you have a lot of money, you can get any celebrity or music artist if you have the right connections, you have the right money, of course, and the right attitude to make it happen. Like in this world, everything's possible. I'm not gonna say everything's possible with money, but it's everything's possible with the type of people, the energy you surround yourself with, type of energy, and then the money. You need those three things to make everything happen. So again, like he was making already the stuff that he wanted. I was just like, holy shit! I kind of like didn't believe maybe that's the reason why we didn't win it because I was kind of like not 100% we were gonna win it. I was like skeptical, but the numbers were so close to each other. Like if it was, I don't remember. I think it was 22. We put 24, and then the next one was like 34. We put 35. Like all the numbers were like one or two apart from each other, and they were all connected. I'm like, holy man, had we would have won that jackpot, man. I don't know, man. Sometimes money brings back a lot of problems. So on an energy level, like mentally, physically, and spiritually, if you're not right, it's gonna destroy you completely because again, those energy vampires, if they know you have money, they're gonna wreak havoc on you, man. And whenever you have a lot of dark energy, like people are sucking up your energy or just throwing you the evil eye, because again, when people suck the energy or they're throwing the evil eye, those are two different things. When people throw the evil eye, that means they have some type of hatred, something that is malevolent, something that is against you, that is not in your favor. And then the energy vampire is just that you basically get ill, but they're not intentionally making you giving you the harm. So in other words, you tend to actually get better faster whenever a lot of that energy starts you sucking up. Now, some people say that the aura, when it's like kind of open, you tend to actually be more prone to getting the evil eye. I mean, not the evil eye, getting suck up of the energy from people. Um, and then the people who are empaths, they tend to have a very bad diet, very bad type of uh, the way they think. That's why they're always open. Their hours is open, so a lot of the times, whenever their hour is open, they get destroyed. And a lot of times, whenever their aura is open, they tend to give that spiritual energy towards people or surroundings, and that's why they bless, and that's why they get destroyed as well. Uh, so that's one of the things. You can look it up. I think I'm pretty sure there's more than energy vampire and life paths. I don't think like once a life pad, always a life pad. I don't think once an energy vampire, always an energy vampire. I think it's the way you think, the way you position yourself to act. You're more prone to becoming an energy vampire. And again, like the type of people you surround yourself with. Like a lot of times, if I'm surrounded with rats, I'm gonna be drawn more to rats because on an energy level, I want to suck their energy. And rats on an energy level, they're drawn more towards horses because on an energy level, they want to suck their energy. So physically, your enemy, this is how Gary said it. It's kind of weird, but it's so true. You're gonna be sexually more attracted to your enemy sign. So horses are more attracted to rats. Rats are more attracted to horses. Snakes are more attracted to pigs. Pigs are more attracted to snakes. And again, it's all about the yin yang energy, about the black energy. So I believe this is the yin yang in a nutshell, um, of stealing the energy frequency of the most. So rats, especially when it's like year of the horse, you better fucking believe that rats are gonna be automatically more closer towards horses. And if it's a rat year, you better fucking believe horses are gonna be around and drawn towards rats because again, it's all about energy. Who can suck up more energy to feel better? How can I conserve more energy to feel better? And just the type of energy, man. Like the how your mental state. If you have like $1 million, but you feel like shit, more than likely your energy frequency is really low. That's why you feel like shit. And there's people that have $1 million and they feel like it's the best moment of their life. They're experiencing all those moments. There's nothing bad. They're constantly sleeping well. They're eating really well. They don't have any physical disorders, like nothing going on. They don't, no illnesses. They don't get sick. You name it. Again, it has all to do with the type of energy. Like if you're attacked with energy, and I think it also has to do with the freaking internet. The internet has made it easy for people to get attacked by the evil eye more so than ever. People post pictures, people post progress. If they're not in your interest, they don't like it, they're gonna attack you via the evil eye. Now, the evil eye, some people say you don't get attacked with the evil eye on the internet. Some people say you do. I think it's more of a mix between both. I think like the closer the person is, if they don't have the good intentions, if they throw the evil eye, they will, um, how can I say it? Like the evil eye is stronger. If the person's not even close to you and they're in the internet and they're, I don't know, YouTube or they're watching your videos and they don't like you, the energy is very little that a lot of times they don't get affected. That's why the more popular you are, the more you can become a hit. Not only with the evil eye, with that people drawn to you becoming more energy vampires, but the other one, which is the most dangerous type of attack, spiritual energy attack, which is basically witchcraft in a nutshell. And I don't want to go into that, but you gotta be careful, man. Like if you really want to have a wonderful year, just what kind of energy frequencies you're surrounded yourself. Just feel like if you feel great and then your health is getting better, then you know you're conserving your energy and just keep an eye on like a lot of the times when people are conserving their energy, they can be sometimes doing harm as well because they can be sucking other people's energy. That's why they feel good. But whenever a person's doing that, becoming an energy vampire, it only lasts for so long. It's like a drug or sex, basically. Like, or when you ejaculate, you don't have to have sex. Whenever you ejaculate, it feels good only for so long, and then after that, like, you feel like shit. And then it is basically the same thing with the energy vampires. You feel like shit only for like, now you feel good only for a little bit of time, and then you feel like shit. But if you feel good and you don't feel like shit for like like for longer than a week or 2 weeks or a month, that means you're doing good in conserving energy. But if you have a lot of up and downs, that means and this is going back to the horses and rats. They have a lot of up and down energies. We can, in a way, can be energy vampires because I go again, the horses, um, they want to be on top of the food chain, so they want to food chain when it comes to like leading competition and stuff like that. So they gather people, and that's how they can suck energy. Rats, they gather people so they can manipulate, so they can make themselves be in a better position, feel better through manipulation. So again, you just gotta watch more or less the type of action and type of stuff. Don't strive to be an energy vampire because a lot of times when you intentionally do it, bullying people, making other people feel like shit, is like if you're doing it, more than likely another energy vampire is gonna come your way sooner or later. Karma's gonna hit you, and like if you're gonna suck up the energy of, it's like a bully. If a bully is sucking up the energy of one person, guess what? Then there's another bully that comes in to bully that bully. So it's like we're all keeping ourselves in check. The only thing that can actually triumph and actually make us as a human race be happy, better with this freaking matrix is the love energy, man. The energy frequency of love. Because whenever we have these other energy frequencies, it's just like you go on a cycle of just going bad with all the horrible energies. Whenever you feel good, it feels like heaven on earth, basically. And yeah, I'm gonna cut this video. Sometimes I make these videos very, very long, but again, hopefully this was very informative. And as always, hopefully you guys can post a comment and take care, everybody. Have a good one, and make sure to like as well. I want to see if I can make this channel a little bit bigger. And take care, everybody. Peace.